right. Good evening for me. Good morning if it's morning for you. Good night if it's night for you. Good day wherever you are, I guess. Qatar time, sprint time, the final sprint of the season, the second to last weekend of the season. Will we go full McLaren? I haven't decided yet. It's always unusual with these sprint qualifyings because it feels like I'm doing it in the wrong order, you know? But we're gonna start the stream off a bit chill, just vibe, watch the sprint qualifying, and then after the sprint qualifying, we're gonna go full, you know, community mode and draw lines and dots and use MS Paint to calculate imaginary numbers. So let me tweet out that we're live real quick, and then let's see who we have with us today. Let's see, quick. Let's see here. Quick announcement in the Discord channel. If you aren't in the Discord, link below. Live now. Qatar Sprint Watch Along. Boom. And quick tweet. Live now for the Qatar. Qatar. I should really prepare these beforehand. I realize now as I'm typing this out live. GP Sprint-QUALI watch along. Join me for the chaos. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up as I go. There we go. All right. I've done my due diligence as a content creator. Who's here then? Michael, good morning. Good morning. Celtic, welcome. I go best with not choosing your advice, so please say Ferrari sucks. Well, I'm wearing the Ferrari merch specifically to jinx them, so I think it's going to be a McLaren sweep today. McLaren sweep. It starts in what, like 14 minutes. So we should. We'll stick on this screen for now. I have new headphones. They're red as my channel. You know, a little bit of red metal on it. I don't know if you saw, but I posted on Twitter. My headphones of like 6 years broke. Really not something you want to spend money on. Just before the Christmas period, so I bought these. They were pretty cheap. Ideally I would want to get like a pair of really, really good ones, but I not in my budget now with, you know, travel expenses for Christmas and buying gifts for everyone. It's not for the weak. If you haven't seen my team selection video that I posted yesterday, my likely transfer is to get Sainz out for Piastri, and then to afford that I need to transfer Nico Hülkenberg out for either Yuki, Lawson, Gasly, or Albon. If I go for Albon, I can then also upgrade Bottas to Show. So those are my likely transfers. Still nothing decided. We'll see what happens, and which C-tier asset I go for is entirely going to depend on the sprint quality today. So that's at least a little bit interesting, because I honestly have no idea if I'm going with Yuki, Lawson, Gasly at the end of this, or if I'm even going for Oscar Piastri. Really, maybe it looks like they suck once we actually get to it. So let me get the broadcast up and running so that I don't miss the start of it. So we'll switch to F1 dashboard, where you can follow along, watch it with me. Sport Qatar. There we go. All right, let's see. can't remember the command for this to pin that. Alright, let's see. Evening, Dashing Fox. Yuki looks good, but is he too good? Perhaps. We're using 3x this week or next. If you have your 3x, you definitely use it here. There's really no competition. You should just do it. I think, I mean, yeah, you kind of have to use the 3x here, I think. No, I know. I don't think you should use the 3x here. I know you should do it. If you have the 3x remaining, you've saved it for this weekend in particular, and you should use it. Using it next weekend is going to lose you points, guaranteed. Unless you like manage to hit a DNF, but on you know, I can't predict that. Racing is epic. Welcome. Quick question: are you going to chat after SQ just during it? I will chat after. So after SQ is done, I will talk about what the result of that means. So that's sort of the setup of this stream. It's sort of like opposite to a deadline stream. I'm doing some stuff down here as well with my phones. It's sort of opposite to the deadline stream, where in the deadline stream I chat for 2 hours and then I hit the recliner and I just sit here and just watch the quali. But here I'm doing the opposite. We're going to just relax, watch the quali first, and then after that we're gonna go full crazy mode and discuss what the results of that means. So that's the plan. Sorry, I'm just checking something here on my phone. I'll be right with you. But yeah, it is a bit opposite because I normally like to start the stream like high energy, boom, 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 boom. I have all of this. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And now for these, I just sort of, I'm just vibing. I'm just vibing. It's so hard to sync my F1 TV on my laptop since I'm out of time. Unlucky. Predictions, I'm thinking Leclerc, Norris, Piastri, Sainz, Russell. It's a decent prediction. Though I do think Max is going to be there somewhere. If I were to say any one of those missing out, like Piastri has not been great in qualifying recently. I'm hoping Piastri can turn it on because if Piastri starts like P6, I don't know if I'm super excited to pick him up. Cool, looking like 3x Lando, 2x Sainz, otherwise it's 3x Leclerc, 2x Piastri, autopilot next week. Sounds like a good plan. Sounds like a very, very solid plan. Would you pick Paris if he goes out in Q1? Probably not. Maybe. We should really look at that because he's gone out in Q1 quite a bit recently, no? So maybe we should actually look at that and see what he, like, how he scored. We could do that. His practice looked awful. He kept going off. I know. Oh, I really didn't look at practice, though, to be fair. Let's do this. What were the practice results, actually? I can't even remember seeing them. Results. Leclerc, Norris, Piastri, Sainz, Yuki looks fast. Yep, that's what I saw. Bottas. Huh? Stroll, Russell, Albon, Hamilton, Max, Alonso, Hulk, Lawson, Gasly, Magnussen, Show, Perez, Franco, Ocon. Okay. McLaren looks unstable with the wind. That is a valid point. Bottas points would be incredible. I would love that for him. I would really dislike Bottas being last in the championship this year. I feel like that's really unfair to him considering how he's beaten Show in most races. It's just that, you know, Show and Sargent picked up a P11 And I think the highest Bottas has managed is P12 or P13. So, what do you think about the 6th team, Cadillac? Andretti Cadillac? Do we think it's going to be called Andretti Cadillac, or have they completely scrapped Andretti name? I mean, it is the Andretti facilities. Bottas driver of the day coming, Abu Dhabi. If any one of the drivers who are leaving the sport is getting a driver of the day, I think it's Bottas ahead of K-Mag. Bottas is way more popular as a driver. So, yeah, 22 drivers is hype. Who do you think is going to be in the cars? I think they would try and get an American in. Or one of the indie boys. So yeah, I think Herta. I don't think they go for Ricardo and Bottas. I think they'll go for one. I think they'll go for one of K-Mag, Bottas, and Ricardo, alongside a younger driver, such as like a Colapinto, if Colapinto is not in a seat, or I don't know. Maybe like among those experienced drivers, you could include Checo in there. Herta and Ricardo. The thing is, I don't know if Ricardo wants to go back like a third time. I think for K-Mag it's different because like K-Mag has gone out twice, but first time wasn't really of his own accord, and this time like it's not that he's been awful, and he has raced with Cadillac in whichever series he was in his off year, and his father raced with Cadillac as well, or raced with like GM, right? So I think a K-Mag would make a lot of sense for them. I think Bottas would make a lot of sense. But I don't think I like to ping both of them, right? But we'll see. That American lure for Ricardo and the people who live there. I totally get that. It's just, I think Cadillac would want Ricardo. It's just if Ricardo wants to go back. That's like my only point. All right, intro cards. Let's get on to F1 dashboard. And switch the view to this one. There we go. So you can see the entire screen. I know it gets smaller, but at least you can see the entire screen. So yeah. Imagine Franco or Alex crash again in quali. I mean, if one of them crash, I'm selling. Like actually, I'm selling because I don't trust them starting. There's no way. The question is, how do I ever sell Franco, right? Say Franco completely smashes it Grosjean style in quali, right? How do we get Franco out realistically while still getting like Piastri in? Say we got Piastri in here. I think it would have to be like show plus. Oh yeah, I can afford Pierre here. So I guess that rules out Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda for me as assets completely. Like I can't go for them anymore. If I have to sell Colapinto. So it realistically is then like, okay, do I want to go for Albon or Gasly plus show, right? So, or it would likely just be Gasly and then either show or Albon. Like that's probably how I would still do it with Piastri in there. Or I would have to go without Piastri, keep Carlos. I could do something like this. I think then I can afford like Yuki plus yeah, here we go, like Yuki plus show. So it would be like go without the triple McLaren, which you know still could do well. Did you overtake me money wise? Maybe. I don't know. I'm at 131.2. Show Lawson? I can't do show Lawson with Piastri in there. If I sell signs for Piastri, I can't do show Lawson. I am slightly off. Show plus Lawson. Yeah, I'm literally 0.1 million away. I'm 0.1 off getting Lawson. But yeah, like realistically, literally anything can happen in the sprint qualifying, just because of how short of a run it is. Right, it's only 12 minutes. I don't really like triple McLaren. It's too close to the top guys again. I like covering it off with Leclerc, maybe even with 3x on Leclerc. I totally get that, and I think it's valid. I'm just expecting McLaren to be fast when the tire take is so high. But we'll see. If Leclerc is good, I will stack 3x on him. You can definitely 3x Leclerc. I don't have 3x, so I'm doing 2x no matter what. If it looks like a lot of people are doing 2x on Leclerc, how does that change my plans? Leclerc is 0.3 million more expensive than Piastri. So wait, let me see how this actually changes my team. So obviously Hulk would still go. It would be Leclerc in, Colapinto still in, and I can still get all the usual suspect, right? I can still get both Yuki and Lawson. So Leclerc or Piastri doesn't really matter to me. It's the same thing, pretty much. It's pretty much the same thing. All right, cars out on track. Though this is not right. I need like 30-second delay. Why can I not put it on a delay? All right, here we go. Either Leclerc, Piastri, or Leclerc, Norris. I will do. Really trusting Leclerc then. I think I still want Norris ahead of Leclerc, if I had to pick one of them. But then again, like McLaren has I think I saw a stat that I was like, surely that's not right, but it was, and that's like McLaren has only had one podium in the last 4 races. I think this is correct. 937. Yeah. All right. So my F1 dashboard is synced up with what I'm seeing on screen right now. So Singapore win was last podium. That is incredible, honestly. It doesn't sound correct, but then it is, right? It really doesn't sound correct. Alright. Alright, so who's going out in Q1? Make your bets. I think my Q1 exit is gonna be Show, Bottas, Ocon, Stroll, and Checo. That's my prediction for who goes out in Q1. No particular order. That's just my prediction. Uh, 123.2 for Leclerc. And Verstappen 123.29. So pretty close. This is slightly slower than I wanted. I think I wanted like 28. Oh, 28 seconds. There we go. There we go. Crazy sector one from Lando. Yeah, it's a pretty naughty one. 30.6 when like Checo's on a 31.2. That's brutal. Triple McLaren is on. 122.7 for Norris. Piastri is about half a second slower at the first timing though. Can you see it that tiny on the screen? Because like I'm watching this right now. 131.052. Yeah, Piastri's only 6th, slower than Bottas. So definitely more pace in that McLaren. Why is Bottas good? Bottas is improving also on his time. Everyone's just out on track, like no one's going in. So I don't think we've seen half of the speeds yet because everyone's obviously fueled up. Sainz fastest in sector 1. 30.2 for Sainz. Bottas was 30.4 though, so like these times are going to shoot down. Stroll is 4th. Thanks, Clyde. I appreciate that. No, my stream got cut off. Not this stream, but my broad. Okay, I'm back. All right. Everything just went black. Sainz fastest by half a second, by the way. Yeah, this is. What is it, like a couple of kilos of fuel? Leclerc goes fastest by a 10th. So it's all gonna come down to the final lap. Oi! Lawson picks up some dirt. Ooh, yeah, that's straight through the gravel. Ferrari looking fast. You can say that, but everyone hasn't done their laps on a fueled, an empty car yet. Hulkenberg's in the car at least. I was worried he wasn't even gonna drive, but he went back into the pits. He's the only one in the pits right now. Like if Hulkenberg starts P like in 18, 19, I have to go with him, right? But I'll obviously check like how his condition is. If he gets worse, then obviously not. Like, how do I ever sell Hulkenberg if he starts in like P18, right? Checo's an 18th, classic. Show is also in pits. Magnussen in pits. Are they getting new tires to go again? Paris is only 9th, behind Bottas. Lamau. That is funny. Oh, yeah, they only have one set. I forgot about that. I didn't even clock that. Thanks, Celtic. I actually completely forgot about that. So why are they pitting to fuel up then? Surely that must be the only reason. Why would they pit otherwise? Yeah, I completely forgot this is sprint qualifying and not a regular one. Oh my god, Norris and Russell are on the exact same time, by the way. The classic Russell. Refuel, wing change, yep. Hulk's out again. On track. He was in there for quite a bit, though, so they probably changed something larger, such as a wing change, right? Yeah, Russell's 0.000 of Norris. Same time. That's just because Norris set the time first. That's how it works. Oof. Curb strike from Hamilton. Curb strike from Hamilton. Like, those were the kind... Like, when you did that last year in Qatar, that's what caused the tires to explode. But they've fixed the curbs, apparently, this year. Yeah, probably some config on the wing. Alright. So who's first then? Gasly's first on time. Coming up on a lot of traffic though, and people are really slow. Gasly could be out here because Gasly's on what I assume to be the only fast lap he's doing, and he's approaching the final corner. Look at this. That is a lot of traffic in that final corner. Anything wrong with Franco's car? No idea. I mean, he must have just made a mistake, or there's something actually wrong. Gasly up to 7th and slows down. So that's Gasly's final time. So this is the time we should be looking at. Gasly's 123.3, right? No, 122.5. Yeah, 122.5. All right. Stroll goes faster than Gasly, and Gasly's done. Like, Gasly is 100% done. Norris done. Whoa, 121.35 from Norris. Magnussen's faster than Gasly. I mean, remember, we're looking at Gasly here because Gasly is definitely done. Magnussen and Hulk are both through. Well, I would imagine through. But Alonso and Stroll are above them, so maybe not. But they're super even, Mag and Hulkenberg. Sainz faster, but Norris still fastest by quite a bit. Perez is only 13th. I think that's Perez gone. I think Perez is actually gone, by the way. 13th is not going to be enough. Nope, Lawson's above. And here comes Ocon, Tsunoda, and Albon, and Colapinto. Surely they go above, right? Yeah, Perez is 15th. And here comes the Williams. Yeah, check. Oh, Colapinto's only 19th, though. And Albon's above. Bye, Checo. Yeah, Checo's done. No. Oh, my God. Hey. Bottas 9th, by the way. Tsunoda's out. Ocon. I was really close in my prediction. I just got Colapinto and Tsunoda wrong. I said Stroll and Ocon. Oh, I Stroll and Bottas instead. Dude, Perez again, man. I got 3 out of 5 in my prediction. Dude, those mechanics are so done. Like, why are we... Oh, my God. Maybe we want Yuki out? Yeah, I definitely Yuki for sure. Because I like Ocon is in a different price category. Is he a B tier asset yet? He's not. He's at 14.6. But he might as well be a B tier asset at this point. So there's no way I'm getting Ocon. So out of the bottom, like, I really like Show's 19th, Colapinto's 20th. I like that. Oh, look at the drag racing between Leclerc and... Is it Max? Or is it Checo? They're racing each other. Yeah, it's Checo and Leclerc drag racing. Well, so Checo's out. Classic. Look at that. That's Gasly with all the... Yep, that's Gasly with all the traffic. Gasly made it through, though. I spotted that way before the broadcast did, by the way. I don't know if we're watching the same broadcast, but that, you know. I did shout that out early. But Gasly made it through still. Faster than Lawson, faster than Albon. So it's like Tsunoda was fast in practice. I think Tsunoda, like if we're gonna talk F1 fantasy about it, this looks pretty good. Or again, this. You know, I keep Colapinto. I don't necessarily want Bottas, to be fair, but it's not like I can do anything about it if I keep... Can I upgrade Bottas if I do Sainz? I can. This looks pretty good, no? Say I don't want triple McLaren. Yes, everyone's saying, like, obviously Leclerc is good, right? But I get rid of Bottas, who's going to start, like, P12 and get -5 points. And I get Showen. Like, look at these 3 C tiers starting far back. Yeah, I don't even have screams for Checo anymore. Like, 2 or 3 race weekends ago, I was like, oh my god, Checo's out in Q1 again. Checo's out in Q1, man. What can I say? Oh. Albon come in to show all comparison on the bottom 5, just Albon out for Tsunoda. Yep. Good guess, good guess. Buying Tsunoda, yep. You had only Stroll except Tsunoda, yep. Stroll, Colapinto, Perez shows my bottom 5, not bad. Predicting Bottas to be above the top 5 is pretty good. Yeah, I only got 3 out of 5. I'm washed. Though it's funny that all of us predicted Perez out in Q1 and he's out in Q1. That it's kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie. This looks pretty good. Getting rid of Bottas when he's gonna start like P12. That seems very tasty. I'm not gonna lie. It requires me keeping Sainz, but I mean Sainz could definitely outperform Leclerc. Oh, what did Yuki do? Yuki's so pissed. It's just a sprint, Yuki. You can do. Okay, this I like this. I like the hunger from Yuki. He's gonna overtake like 4 fools tomorrow. Get a solid 8-pointer in the sprint, and then he's gonna go and qualify like P9 in the main quali. Because he's gonna be on it. He's gonna be like, we can't make this mistake again, guys. We can't go out at the wrong time. We need to go out at the proper time. Avoid the traffic. And then he's going to pick up like an 8-pointer in the sprint and like an 8-pointer in the race for like a 16-pointer. Do you think people with 3 premium drives will go Checo now? Honestly, you kind of should, no? Do I go for Checo? Checo over Sainz? Alright, what has Checo actually done recently, right? Alright. F1 fantasy tools. Let's go to some results. Race results. Let's look at some. Okay, now we'll look at Checo later. We're watching the sprint now. My mind is already like calculating. We'll talk about Checo as an option. I think if you have 3 premiums, I think you punt on Checo, because obviously you can't go to the. Maybe if you punt on Checo, you can like, because who do you have if you're on 3 premiums, right? If you're on a 3-premium lineup, you're likely on like this, right? Because you're probably on Lewis Hamilton from last week before he got his 1 million. So this is probably your team if you're on a 3-premium. If you go for Hamilton here, like remove Hamilton and go for Checo, who's way cheaper, right? What is it? It's 2 million cheaper. You could upgrade Sainz to Leclerc. And if you have some money in the bank, you can maybe do Sainz up to Lando. So by selling Hamilton for Checo, you could go for Leclerc. You could definitely just go for Leclerc. Or you could go for Piastri. So 3 premiums go for Norris, Sainz, and Russell. No, the only 3 premiums I've seen have not been able to afford Norris. But all right, actually, let's check the top rank, because he's brutal. By the way, I've found him on Twitter. The guy is top of the global league. I really want to get him on the channel, but he hasn't responded to me. I mean, he has Norris, Leclerc, Russell because he's giga rich, right? Norris, Sainz, Russell. Yeah, this is what I've seen people with, like, 3 premiums that weren't able to afford Norris. I think that's more common. Sainz, Piastri, Russell. I'm just gonna click on random things, right? Like some people can't even afford it, even in the top echelon. Wow. What? He's top 27 in the world and he had an inactive Bearman in his team? That is crazy, by the way. My god. Alright. Whatever. Let's go back to F1 Dash. Alright. Sorry, I just gotta check a job thing real quick. Alright. Job thing's done. Let's actually watch some F1. Sorry about that. Sometimes you just have to check it immediately. I have no idea what I'm doing. There we go. Get the chat back up. Alright. Predictions. Alonso, Stroll, Bottas, Albon, Mag. Yeah, I think it's Bottas, Lawson, Albon, Stroll, and yeah, I think I 100% agree with you, Racing. Actually, I'm not even gonna input mine because I think you're entirely correct. I think those are gonna be the 5 out. Four minutes remaining. Oh, Piastri in the gravel. Oh yeah, I did say Lawson, didn't I? Oh, you said Matt. Oh, I think it's not the same. I don't think Mag. I think Lawson. I think Mag is through. I think both Haas will go through. So I think actually, I'm gonna input mine. I think it's Alonso, Stroll, Bottas, Albon, and Lawson. I don't know why I said it was the same when I literally said that Lawson would go down. Oh my god, what? Piastri and Verstappen on the exact same time. Mercedes boys 2 warm-up laps. Yup. Sainz is fastest. Russell fastest in sector 2. Leclerc 9 thousandths behind. Lawson pretty slow. Russell, oh my god. Dude, Russell's on fire recently. Hamilton's just not on it in quali pace. Dude, I fear that Hamilton could be schooled in quali by Leclerc next year. Here comes Norris. Piastri moved down to 14th. Oh. Piastri's in a lot of traffic. Yeah, Lando's flying. You have to have Lando. I wouldn't mind a cheeky Piastri out in Q2. He's on a lap. Somehow purple sector 1, but surely the sector 2 is slow after all of that traffic. Oh no, he's way above. He's a second ahead of Lawson at the second time. Oscar has a good lap going, and he has clean air now. He went through a lot of traffic though, but he's still a second faster than Lawson. Projected knockout time 122-1. Piastri goes third. Hamilton could be out if he doesn't improve. But I think the top 5 are safe. Maybe even top 6 with Verstappen. Stroll's definitely out. That's only 9th. That's not good enough. K-Mag starting his lap now. Alonso's only better than Stroll. I think they're both out. Verstappen goes 4th. Piastri might have floor damage. Here comes Albon. Albon splits the Martins, but I think he'll go down. Lawson above Hulkenberg. That's really good. Bottas out. Faster than Stroll though. Hulk goes above Lawson again. Magnus is really slow. My. Hamilton's safe. Here comes Gasly. King Gasly. Yep. Gasly's through. Lawson's actually through. Wow. Wait, were you exactly right? You were right the first time. Ah, that's brutal. Yeah, you should have changed your mind. Lawson's through. Yeah, Lawson's P10. Yeah, that first guess from yours, I should have not changed it. I should have said, yeah. I totally agree with you with that first time. I shouldn't have posted mine. That's really funny. K-Mag 15th. Bottas 13th is honestly terrible, but like, there's no way I'm getting K-Mag if I want Bottas out, right? Yuck. I really dislike Bottas from 13th. I really dislike Albon from 12th as well. So, I don't even know what the plan is. I really dislike Lawson from 10th. I really dislike Gasly from 9th. I mean, it's really made my choice simple in terms of the C tiers. Like, Yuki Tsunoda is the only option in the price bracket that I want. Hulkenberg looks really fast again. Is P8 once more. Best of the rest. So like selling him is difficult, but I'm just gonna hope that he doesn't get that many overtakes and just drops a bit, right? So I think right now I'm just leaning towards the cheeky Yuki. And then the question becomes, do I want to upgrade Sainz, right? Because if I upgrade Sainz to Piastri, I can okay, so I'm doing Hulk to Tsunoda almost definitely with these results, right? The question is, do I upgrade Sainz to Leclerc or Piastri, or do I upgrade Bottas to Show? Because I can only do one of those two moves. Bottas P13 as usual. It's really tragic for F1 Fantasy. It really is. I'm gonna do a poll, right? I want your opinion on this. Bottas to Show, and I'll do some calculations later. Or Sainz to Leclerc or Piastri. Which option? There you go. All right, pulse up. All right, predict poll. Have you rated Mercedes driver constructor? I haven't done any ratings yet. I'm just chilling. I'm doing the opposite of a deadline stream, where in a deadline stream we talk F1 Fantasy and then we chill and watch the quali. Now it's the opposite. We're chilling, watching quali, and then we'll jump into the deep F1 Fantasy discussions in a while. But right now, like I'm definitely going for Yuki Tsunoda on the C tier assets or C tier side of things. I'm using 3x this weekend, probably on Norris. Yeah, I agree. Agreed. Norris, Russell, Piastri, Leclerc, Sainz, top 5. If that is the run, right? Say it's Norris, Russell, say it's that exact order racing, because your predictions have been pretty good so far. Is it worth selling Sainz to Leclerc or Piastri? Or is it not just better to go for show over Bottas? I don't know. 60-40 in the poll. We'll do some MS Paint calculations in a bit. We'll go Sainz to Russell. Sainz to Russell and this. Yeah, Sainz Leclerc Piastri is never my 2x, right? My 2x is gonna be Lando. Colapinto in 20th would be delicious if he stays on track. Yep. I guess this is an option. It's just that I really dislike this look, right? The spreading it out over Ferrari and Russell seems kind of bad. It depends. Like this is, I only go for Russell if he's P2. I'll commit to that. I'll only consider it if he's P2. All right, they're on track. Likely 2 laps. They only have 1 set of softs, so. Oops. That was very dramatic by Max. Not backing your constructor with either 1 or 2 feels wrong. Yeah, it does feel wrong. It could be correct. Don't get me wrong, but it feels like I definitely reduced the ceiling of my weekend. I'm gonna remind you that I have to protect from 3x users. I have to protect myself from 3x users, so I don't think 3x users are going Russell, so it's definitely a risk to have Russell in there. But I agree, it does look good, especially being able to get rid of Show. Or getting Show in over Bottas. Like, Bottas is 13th. I don't like that at all. I think Magnussen and Perez and Tsunoda probably pass him. Maybe even Ocon. Maybe even Stroll. Like, he could definitely just lose 5 positions in the sprint. Alright, what do we do if Hülkenberg just casually puts a P3? What do we do? What then? McLaren let Lawson through. Interesting. Mercedes top 2 again? No. Won't happen. What's going on with Verstappen and Sainz? I don't know. They're just switching positions. Sainz is slow. Like, Sainz is letting everyone through. Oy. Leclerc 21-7. Norris 3/10 up in the first sector to Leclerc. Half a second is crazy. It's gonna be like a second between Leclerc and Norris here. Whoa. 121. Piastri goes second, 121-1. Yup. We've been saying this. I've read on Twitter that Ferrari have crazy graining. Yeah, I that, and they've had that all year, and this track in particular is really hard. Like, this track melts tires. And McLaren has been the one team to be really good with high tire deg this season. So Russell third, Hamilton fifth. Let's see where the Ferraris are. Sainz is just doing multiple warm-up laps. Hulk goes out now. What do we do if Hulkenberg's P3? What do we do? Do we sell? Do we keep? I think you sell. There's no way he stays there. Woo. Nico starts his lap all alone. He's going to be the first to do the final run. But it is his only run. Like, Hulkenberg P3 in the main qualifying would obviously be amazing. But like, this track is just built for the McLaren. Like, the corners are so fast. And they've been fast in the high-speed corners all year and last year, McLaren. So Piastri fastest. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, I mean, if Piastri's on pole, I'm getting Piastri. I don't care what anyone says. Show Bottas unimportant. Hulkenberg 7th. Piastri a 10th behind Norris now. Poor middle sector. Norris is not improving by the looks of it. Norris is not finishing his lap. Piastri does finish his. Nope. 2/10, 1/10 slower than his previous time. Let's see what... Russell is improving, though. Russell could steal P2 from Piastri here. Russell's doing great. Verstappen improves, but still fourth. Russell splits. Yeah, Russell takes it from Piastri. Oh, Russell's so good in qualifying, man. So good in qualifying. Hamilton doesn't improve. Sainz has to improve, though. I wouldn't mind a Sainz P10, though. Sainz P10, I'll take that. But he's improving. No, fourth. Okay. Leclerc, fifth. Okay. Wow. What were your prediction racing? There's no way you got that right. You're one off, right? Norris, Russell, Piastri. You switched Leclerc and Sainz. Otherwise, you were right on the money. Good job, man. Good job. Russell's amazing differential descent of the season. Yup. Yeah, Ferrari's wrong way around. Ferrari's wrong way around. All right. Let's switch to this one and go here. And let's close down. I don't care. All right. So that was interesting, right? Let me tweet out that we're discussing the results now. Discussing the SQ results now. Any and all questions will be answered. F1 Fantasy. And boom. And tweet that. Put that on Blue Sky as well. Boom. All right, let's discuss this. Let's go back to what my team is right now before making any transfers. And let me have chat open. Not so autopilot weekend. Not really, no. Is Russell the real deal? Russell looks the real deal. The question is, can he hold that P2? Right, so reminder, like, there's not that many points to be had in the sprint. I'm keeping Lando. Lando looks fast, but the main points are still in the main race. We're trying to predict the main race here. But for the C tiers, it's actually kind of the opposite. We have a lot of information here on what the C tiers can do. Hulkenberg, he did finish best of the rest. I completely forgot to look where he finished. Let's see. Live leaderboard. Gasly was ahead of Hulkenberg, actually. Okay, but it's the same. So I'm not that interested in Hulkenberg. Yes, he looks good, and yes, he could definitely finish the main race in P8 and pick up another solid 17-pointer, right? It is possible, but I don't think he's gonna get that many overtakes, right? He only had a 17-pointer in Vegas because he got 10 points. So, but he could definitely end on like a 10-pointer, right? He could totally end this weekend on a 10-plus pointer. However, I will be removing him because I need money, right? So my very almost 100% confirmed transfer is Yuki Tsunoda. The VCARB looks good, right? Liam Lawson did get to Q3, finished P10. And I think Tsunoda could definitely do that in the main race and in the main qualifying. And he's also starting P17 in the main race with like Stroll, Bottas, Albon ahead of him. So I think I'm picking Yuki Tsunoda almost certainly instead of Hulkenberg to be able to afford something else. The question then is, what do I do with the other option? Because I think I'm not keeping Sainz, right? Sainz is ahead of Leclerc, to be fair, but it's P4. I think I'd rather have Russell than Sainz, to be completely honest, and I don't want Leclerc in 5th. So my options for Sainz is the P2 and the P3 in the race currently. And that would be either I go for... So I have 3 options. No, I have 2 options, right? I'm doing Hulkenberg to Tsunoda almost certainly. Then my option... So option team 1 is just Piastri, Tsunoda, keep a transfer. This is the team. Bing, bang, boom, done. Option 2 then is George Russell in P2. And that would afford me to upgrade Bottas to show. In my opinion, Sainz is a keeper. I think I'd rather have Russell than Sainz. Russell over Sainz. That is my opinion. Are we thinking Russell Norris? All right. So the question. Let's get some MS Paint up in here. All right. We love some MS Paint. Let's get a Mercedes-looking color in there. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Right there. So the option then is. Let's get a Kick Sauber disgusting green in there as well. So the option then is Russell plus show or Piastri versus Piastri and Bottas. Right. These are the options. That is the difference between my 2 teams, because I'm getting Tsunoda over Hulkenberg. That I have to do that move, right? Both for like budget to even be able to do any upgrades that I want, and it also like kind of makes sense. So these then are the 2 main differences in my team. And I think the actual big difference is Show versus Bottas. It's a bigger difference than you might think. Show starting P19, right? He's starting P19. Whereas Bottas is starting P13. I think Bottas could theoretically, not even joking that much, lose 5 positions. In the sprint alone. And that we're not even talking about the main race here, right? So I can see Bottas being on like, honestly, I can see Bottas being on like a -4 pointer in the main race. Whereas Show could be like on a maybe +2 pointer, right? And then we have Russell, right? He's starting P2. And we have Piastri starting P3. The question is, will Piastri like overtake... Will Piastri overtake Russell? Because if Piastri can overtake Russell on pure race pace, he is a better asset. And if I were to predict it, I think he will. But I'm not so sure that's like actually the way this is gonna go. Lando will fumble in the race. I actually disagree. Right? And I know that may seem crazy to you. But I think people are... If you are constantly on F1 Twitter, all you see are Lando fumbling memes, right? Because everyone's talking how Lando has fumbled this season as a whole. And while he has fumbled points, don't get me wrong, he definitely has fumbled. He has been poor off the start multiple times. I don't think Lando has fumbled as hard as people are saying he has fumbled. And the only real person to dominate a race since Max Verstappen at the start of the season has been Lando. Right? Lando did dominate in both Zandvoort and Singapore. And I could see that being the case here. Like, Lando was quite comfortably in the lead that entire thing. So I'm not worried about Lando at all. I'm worried about Piastri and Russell. You think Russell will overtake Norris at the start? It is definitely possible. Don't get me wrong. Like, so let's say let's do Russell actually wins. But reminder, we're talking about the sprint race here, initially. So if Russell wins, in the instance where Russell wins in the sprint, I'm just going to put an S. So SP1, so sprint P1. Russell only gets like 10 points. And overtake and positions gained 8 points. Piastri stays P3 is 6 points. So in that instance, obviously, like, this part is better. But this is if Russell wins, right? And I think if we just look at the sprint, obviously Russell plus Show looks way better. I think that's like not even a question. Russell plus Show looks way better, because even in the instance where Russell gets P3 in the sprint, like he falls back, Piastri overtakes him, right? SP3, SP2. Even in this instance, Piastri gets 8 points. Russell gets 5, losing 1 position from 6 points, right? So in this instance, the Show Russell still outscores Bottas. But then if we're talking a similar situation in the main race, you know, 3x on Lando, yes. I think if you have the 3x, you're using it on Lando. I think Lando is going to have a Singapore-type weekend where he wins the race by 20 seconds. 3x Norris, but I don't know what 2x driver to choose from. Piastri, Russell, Leclerc. I know I don't have that luxury problem because I don't have my 3x. I use that already. But I totally get you. I think it's very, very difficult. And especially if you have the 2x, like if you have the 3x chip, you're putting down Lando and then you're 2xing someone else. It's very difficult to predict because then the 2x really matters. Like here, even if, like, say Russell does end P3 in the sprint and gets 5 points, Show's 2 points still outvalues that because, you know, I would have had Bottas on the Piastri lineup. So for me, Russell plus Show is worth it. But if you think Piastri are going to be faster, you prioritize the premium, right? Let's open another thing here, right? So it's not typically weekend, but like if you're on the 3x, right? If you're using your 3x, right? Prioritize. I'm just gonna put prio the premiums, right? Because if you think Piastri is going to outscore Russell, it doesn't matter that you only can afford Bottas and you have to stick with Bottas over Show, because the 2x on Piastri is going to outvalue what Show does over Bottas. Because there's not going to be that big of a difference between a C tier. Also, what about K-Mag for potential driver of the day? No, that's not happening. It's not the final race of the season yet. I could see K-Mag or Bottas get the driver of the day in Abu Dhabi next weekend, but I don't think K-Mag's getting it now. Not when he's starting P15. So if you have the 3x, you definitely prioritize the premiums. So I do still think I value Piastri over Russell, right? I do think I value Piastri over Russell if you're on the 3x. But for me, that's not on the 3x. I have to look at it as a combination, and I think Show is that much better than Bottas this weekend. Like, what did Show end Brazil with? 9 points and 6 points. I'm just gonna assume that the difference is going to be similar in these two. Bottas got 1 point here. In Brazil, he got -2. Let's say -2 to 9. So let's say it's actually like let's say it's actually like an 11-point swing, right? So Bottas will finish the, you know, whatever, +2 in the main race, and then he'll finish the race total with like a 2-pointer, right? So he'll get 2 points. Show is somehow gonna end up on a 9-pointer. I'm just gonna put a question mark here. Like, somehow Show ends up on a 9-pointer. -2 points for Bottas. It's difficult because obviously, like with 10 points difference, I don't know if Piastri is gonna outscore Russell by 10 points. What about 3x Norris and 2x Leclerc? Or Ferrari's not smart. Listen, like, Leclerc could definitely overtake, but like, you gotta remember, Leclerc's behind Sainz, right? And for P5, like, Leclerc's not getting any points. P5, if he just stays P5, and you saw what happened last weekend with Leclerc and Sainz. I don't think Sainz letting Leclerc through at all. And if Leclerc just stays P5, he's getting 4 points. Now, granted, he could definitely go and get P2 later, and then all of this is for nothing. But we can only really look at the qualification here. If you had to choose between Albon or Show, who would you pick? Definitely Show. I've talked a lot about Albon this week and how I think Albon's not that bad of an option, but Albon's starting P12, Show starting P19. It's not really a competition. Definitely Show. Most definitely Show. Another option, use Piastri and switch Ferrari to Mercedes. Let me think about it. The thing is, I can't upgrade Bottas then anyway. So it's kind of just a switch really for nothing. Yeah, it's just 0.2 million between these two assets. So the switch doesn't give me any more money. The thing is, like, I don't think for like Mercedes is going to be that much better than Ferrari this week compared to last week. And even though Mercedes were so good last weekend, Ferrari, it was only like 10 points away. And if it's going to be closer, like Ferrari did get fastest pit stop points in Vegas, right? They got 3 points for fastest pit stop. So, Is Show worth a -10? Definitely not. You never do a -10 for Show, because like at most Show's getting like 9 points. I have Limitless. How much more point can I get compared to a normal good team this weekend? You'll have to calculate that yourself. It's hard to say, but I think you just go for the top 5 really. Norris plus Sainz or Leclerc plus Piastri? Definitely Norris plus Sainz. I think Leclerc and Sainz are equal this weekend. I don't think Norris and Piastri are. And that's the only reason. Alright. Sainz or Russell? I think I prefer Russell, actually. But then again, like, if I'm doing the Russell option, right? But if I'm doing the Russell option, I can't do Ferrari to Mercedes anyway. So, because I only have 3 transfers and I'm upgrading Bottas to Show. So, if I'm doing the Russell variant, I do have Russell plus Ferrari, which feels incorrect. I think I kind of just have to stick with Bottas, not gonna lie. I know it sucks. I think Show is gonna outscore Bottas by 10 points this week. I just have to hope that Piastri outscores Russell by 10 points, because I'm keeping Ferrari. Because I'm getting Yuki, right? I think this is my move. I want to get Franca out of my team for Show. No, don't do that. Colapinto's starting last. He's a great pick. Yeah. Colapinto's definitely, like, a good option this week. He's starting P20. He's way better than, like, Albon. Colapinto's a good option this week. Gasly or Hulkenberg? I think I prefer Hulkenberg over Gasly. Hulkenberg has the better race pace, and even though Gasly has been good recently, and it was really good in qualifying again, I do think I prefer Hulkenberg over the course of the weekend. Yeah, Colapinto is good to know. Just going for the week, what did we learn? We learned that Norris is the clear 2x or 3x option. Yeah, if you have 3x, it's on Norris. Like, 3x is on Norris, guaranteed. The big point if you have 3x is who do you 2x. I think you 2x Piastri if you can. And if not, I think you go for Russell. I don't know what I'm going for, though. Is Mercedes better than Ferrari? I think we can just look at last weekend, right? Last weekend, Mercedes had Hamilton do a great recovery drive from P10 to P2, and they won the race, and they still only outscored Ferrari by 10 points. Now, remove all of these points, because McLaren is getting the win. Like, I think Norris is winning. And if Norris wins, then the difference between Mercedes and Ferrari is drastically reduced. I think they're going to be equal. Like, they were so close in points, despite Mercedes having a 1-2. And if Mercedes don't win, like, that's a lot of points that's just gone, right? Position, they got 43 points from their positions, only 27 here. So that was the biggest points haul for Mercedes. They didn't even have that many overtakes. They had some positions gained, but I don't know. So yeah, I don't think it's worth going for Mercedes over Ferrari, because I don't see Mercedes getting a 1-2 again. For extra, Norris, Russell, Norris, Sainz versus Norris, Piastri, I don't know. That is the main question, and I'm gonna have to sleep on that and discuss that for the deadline stream tomorrow. Hopefully Source doesn't crash. Yeah, we gotta hope for that. So yeah, Royal Knight, I actually don't know. It looks really, really, really close. But you do have to, like, prioritize the 2x over what else you get. When is the deadline stream tomorrow? So the qualifying starts at 3, you know? My time. Let's check it right now. I haven't up. I will, as soon as I end this stream, I will put the stream up on the channel so you can. Yeah. So the sprint. Sorry, qual. The sprint starts at 3. Normally I start 2 hours before the sprint. Considering we're doing a deadline stream now, or like a discussion stream now, I won't start 2 hours before. So it will be about like 1:30, so 13:30, 1:30 p.m. 1:30 to 1:30 to 2 p.m. Central Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. But as soon as this stream is over, the actual stream will be up on my channel, so you can click notifications, or you can just click notifications and subscribe to the channel. By the way, like the stream if you haven't already. A lot of people jumping in here after the stream. Welcome, guys. Welcome. I'll take a couple more questions, but I don't think there's that much more to discuss. Oh yeah, we're gonna discuss Checo. I completely forgot about that. Ooh, do we go for Checo? Am I? How high am I for discussing Checo? I think it's troll. Where is fantasy? I think I'm trolling. No. Like, obviously he's better in the sprint. Obviously he's better in the sprint. I think he could definitely get like 8 to 10 points in the sprint and match Norris's haul. But then he's not going to perform, and he's like maximum P8 in the main race, right? So I think it's just going to end like on a 26-pointer again. I think this is a very, very likely scenario for Checo. But, I mean, we could be fun with my second team. Actually, I do have Norris and Russell in here. Like, this team looks actually pretty good. Crazy how this is my second team now. So yeah, I think mainly like Tsunoda looks like a really good option, starting from P17. And then it's just who do you have alongside Norris is the main question. And then depending on who you have alongside Norris, I can then upgrade Bottas to show. But that's likely going to be the team. That's likely going to be the team. Alright, we got a few more questions in here. Norris top 1 on paper, we all know what he can do. Yep. Is there any fit at this point to wait until lock tomorrow? I want to lock in before I go out tonight. There could be more information come out, right? Someone could start from pit lane. And in that case, like, say, for some reason, Gasly starts from pit lane. Maybe he's more of an option than... or like, say Bottas starts from pit lane, right? Because right now we're saying Bottas is a horrible option because he's starting P13. Imagine Bottas like, oh no, sorry, gotta start from pit lane. Suddenly Bottas becomes an option again. So for that, you know. Could you please look at a budget team for 127 million? You can do that yourself on F1 Fantasy Tools. I will look at your teams in Team Submissions channel on my Discord tomorrow on the deadline stream. We're just discussing the results of the sprint qualifying now. Roy, you don't need to spam the chat. I do see a lot of questions. I do see most questions, so you don't need to spam the chat with the same question multiple times. Bottas versus Albon. Probably Albon. If you can afford, but like, I prefer Show over Albon, but I prefer Albon over Bottas if Bottas is going to start P13. The sprint's at 6 a.m. here. Jesus Christ. So, I'm starting the deadline stream tomorrow about 1 hour. 1 hour 30, depending on when I get off work, because I'm working tomorrow morning. So, about an hour before the sprint starts, I will do the deadline stream. Bottas versus Albon, worries about Albon DNF. I still prefer Albon over Bottas. Like, Bottas is gonna get a -5 pointer in the sprint alone. Gasly or Tsunoda or Show? Tsunoda, definitely. I'll get up crazy early. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, Michael. Tsunoda is definitely the main pick. Main pick out of the lot. But yeah, I'm going to sleep on this. I haven't decided yet. Likely for me, I'm definitely getting Tsunoda. Unless, you know, someone's starting from pit lane. And then the question then becomes, do I go for Piastri plus Bottas, or do I go for Russell plus Show? I'm leaning slightly Piastri Bottas, but it is close. It is close. Tsunoda or Hulk? Definitely Tsunoda, just because of the sprint race results. But again, I haven't decided. Things could still change. So I'll see you tomorrow for the deadline stream. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Put notifications on. I'll be live an hour to an hour and a half before the sprint race tomorrow. So come join me. Put the teams, your team in the Team Submissions channel in Discord. Follow me on all the socials. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna have to end the stream now. I have things to do tonight. So take care. I'll see you tomorrow and in the future. All right? Goodbye.